Yo guys, Josh Buzz 123 here for another video, and it's a special one. It is the Premier League predictions season 25-26, and I don't think I actually ended up filming this last season, but I have done this type of video before. Normally I do the football vlogs, but yeah, sometimes I like to do talkative videos as well, so there's a chance it could be a long video because I could be talking for a while, but I'm going to try to go through every team as quick as I can. And yeah, I've got the list of the teams here, and I've actually done the predictions here as well. So yeah, let's get straight into it really. I'm going to do my predictions, and of course try not to do hate in the comments, because I know some things I'll get wrong, some things I might get right, but yeah, please no hate if possible. And yeah, let's just get into it. Right, in 20th place I've gone with Burnley. Sorry Burnley fans, I think you did well last season. You defended brilliantly. You didn't concede many goals at all in the Championship, and maybe you'll carry that on into the Premier League season. But I just think the quality of their team, I haven't studied all the teams properly, but with what I've seen, I don't think Burnley's team is going to be strong enough to stay in the Prem. You never know, but yeah, I've gone Burnley in 20th. In 19th, I've gone for Sunderland, and you know what? Some people actually put them to survive because they've made a lot of decent signings. But I still don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't know. Something tells me they'll, score goals, have good moments, but it won't be enough still. Maybe defensively it'll be a problem for them. I don't know. Something tells me, even though they've signed good players, they might still go down. So I've gone for them in 19th. A bit of a surprising one. In 18th, I've gone for Wolves. Yeah, it is surprising. They've been in the Prem for a long time now, but they've just lost Cunha, and I think their squad is getting weaker every season. And I probably will be wrong, but I don't know. I just think maybe time is up. I just think maybe their time is up and they'll go down. I don't know why. I'm just going for something bold, and I think Wolves will finish in 18th and just about go down. So that means in 17th, I have gone for Leeds. So that means, in my opinion, I don't think all three promoted sides will go down. I think one will stay up, and I've gone for Leeds. Leeds' squad might be weaker than Burnley's and Sunderland's. They haven't probably made lots of signings. Their squad's probably not amazing. But I don't know. They've got Premier League DNA. I think they're good for this league. I think they play exciting football. Their fans are brilliant. Their stadium's good. I don't know. They probably will go down. But something is just making me think one of the three teams will stay up, and I've gone for Leeds to stay up. I think they'll be quite good for some reason. So, yeah. In 16th, I've gone for West Ham. Obviously, as a Spurs fan, I don't like West Ham. But, yeah, I just don't think their team is that good. Bowen's obviously class, but I don't think he's going to be able to carry them all the time. I think their team is just a bit too poor. They won't go down, but they'll struggle. I just don't think West Ham are that good. So, I think 16th for West Ham. In 15th, I've gone for Brentford, which is quite low. They should be like a mid-table, 10th place sort of team, but I've put them a bit lower this season because they've lost Mbamo. We don't know if Wissa will stay. They've lost Norgard and their goalkeeper. Their team it's just got a bit weaker. I think they'll stay up in the end. Maybe it'll be comfortable actually, but yeah, I think they'll finish a bit lower this season. I just think their squad's been hurt a bit, so I think they'll go down to that 15th. In 14th, I've gone for Everton. Now, they've struggled in recent years, for sure, but a lot of people are putting them to be near their top 10, They've got a new stadium, they've got Njai, Beto, they've got some solid players, but I still think their squad's a bit too weak. I think for this division, with a squad that weak, in my opinion, I don't think they're going to be around mid-table. I think they will be a low mid-table. I think 14th is fine. They'll survive. I'm sure they'll take it. But yeah, a bit lower than people think they'll finish, but I'm pretty confident they'll be around 14th. In 13th, I've gone for Fulham. Another team that, could easily be around that 8th, 9th mark. They're not that bad, Fulham, but I just think maybe they'll be more boring this season. Like, they're always solid. There's no way they're going to go down. They're a solid team. They're good for the Premier League. But I feel like maybe the style of football will be a little bit more boring. They won't score lots of goals all the time, but they'll win 1-0. And, 13th will be all right for Fulham, I think. In 12th, I have Crystal Palace. They always finish around 10th and 13th. They've been in the Prem for so many years now. They're solid. They're very good. I think 12th is reasonable for Palace. They'll probably take it. They might keep Eze. Mateta's really good. They're a solid team, Crystal Palace. So I think they'll be pretty comfortable. Maybe they need a couple more signings if they want to push for that top 10. But no, they're good. They'll be 12th. And obviously they just won the Community Shield, so fair play to them. In 11th, I have Bournemouth. They could be a bit lower, actually, because they've lost a lot of their defence. But I still think players like Cliver and Semenyo and Evan Nilsson, I think they'll score goals, they'll outscore opponents, and they'll win a lot of games. And I think 11th will be a very, very reasonable finish for Bournemouth. I think they'd take that, and that's pretty much it. I think that they're a solid mid-table club now, so I've gone Bournemouth in 11th. In 10th, I have Nottingham Forest. So I have dropped them down a few spaces. They did brilliant last season, but I don't think they'll do as well this season. I think that's fair. I think some of the players will lose form. They lost Alanga. Wood might not do as well. Yeah, I think they'll drop down a few spaces, but 10th place is still solid for Nottingham Forest. So yeah, I think they should take that. In 9th, I have gone Brighton. They're always pretty good, aren't they, Brighton? In recent years, they've been a really solid, top 10 team. Yeah, I think 9th is reasonable. They'll just miss out on Europe. I think 9th's good for Brighton. I don't know how many signings they've really made, but, they're keeping players like Welbeck in good form, and Matoma, I've always rated him. They're good. They are good, Brighton. And I think I'm putting them in 9th. Now, in 8th, I've gone for my boys, Tottenham. Big jump from finishing 17th last season to me putting them in 8th. It's a big jump, but some Spurs fans and neutral fans actually think we might challenge for 5th and 6th and all that. So, yeah, I think putting us in 8th is reasonable. We came 17th last season, but we did win the Europa League, which is brilliant. We've just had the heartbreak recently of being 2-0 up against PSG, and then we threw it away and lost on penalties in the Super Cup. So that was a little bit heartbreaking, but we played really, really well. It was encouraging signs, and we can't forget, we won the Europa League. So, I think positive things could happen for Spurs, even though we finished 17th last season. That's why I've given us a big jump to 8th place. I think that might be Conference League, or it might be just missing out on Europe, but I think 8th place is pretty reasonable for my boys Tottenham, and I'm hoping we have a decent season. In 7th, I've got Man United, just above us, and I think they'll be good. Not good enough to get Champions League, but to get Conference or Europa League maybe. I think their defence is still a big problem, but I think Mbeumo and Cunha and Seska, I think having an attack like that, and then Bruno Fernandes as well and all that, I think they're going to play good football. They're going to score some goals. I'll admit that. But defensively, they'll be let down a bit. But I think, look, them going 15th to 7th is not bad. It's good progression for Man United to finish there. In 6th place, I have gone for Aston Villa. I think they always finish around 5th, 6th, 7th. They're always decent. They're a solid side. I'm not sure how good their business has been in the window, but Watkins, Morgan Rogers, they're just unbelievable players. They will drop points at times, but they will probably beat most teams they play. They're very, very solid. They'll probably take a Europa League finish, and I think they're in the Europa League this season as well, so I reckon they can go quite far in that. But yeah, 6th place for Aston Villa. As you'd imagine, the top 5 is very similar to last season. In 5th, I've gone for Newcastle, either just missing out in the top 4 or getting top 5 if we get the extra spot for Champions League. But yeah, I think that's about where Newcastle are. The problem is Isak won't probably play for them again. They've lost Isak probably. That's all gone quite toxic, hasn't it? But I know what Newcastle are like. They will get another striker. They've got a brilliant midfield. Their defence is solid, and Gordon and Barnes, they've got Alanga as well. They've got a brilliant attack. They'll get a striker to replace Isak, and I'm sure they'll still be around that 5th and 6th spot. So that's where I put Newcastle. In 4th, I have Chelsea, and people actually think they might challenge for the title because they've got a brilliant team and they won the Club World Cup, and I think they could challenge for sure. But I think even though they've got Palmer and João Pedro and Delap and the what's his name, that Esteval, they've got a lot of good talent. They're going to cause problems this season, but I feel like what lets them down is them not having a proper world-class centre-back and goalkeeper, so that'll be the difference, But look, they've got a brilliant squad, and I think they'll get a 4th place, maybe a trophy as well, you never know. In 3rd, I've gone Arsenal. They've just signed Gyökeres, they've got the striker they need, and they've got Saka, and they've got a brilliant squad. And it really could be enough for them to win the league. I hate to say it as a Spurs fan, but it could be enough to win the league. But I don't know with Arsenal. I feel like if they just got a proper classy left winger, maybe a better fullback, maybe better options on the bench, then maybe they would win the league. But I don't know. I think you've got to give the striker time to settle in. Maybe next year they'll win it. But I think this year they might just miss out, but they'll get a solid third place finish. In second, runners-up, I've gone for Man City. I think they'll be nearly back to their best. I think their squad is stacked. It's so good. They've made good signings. That Reinders is going to be good. Cherki's a good attacking midfielder. Marmoush and Haaland are going to be back to their best. I think Foden's going to improve as well. Their team is amazing. And they could easily win the league. But I don't know. I think it'll be close, but I think they'll just fall short. But I do think City will win some sort of trophy next season, but not the Prem. In first, obviously, that means I've gone for Liverpool. Liverpool to win it again. 2 Premier Leagues in a row. I think they're going to win. Now, they've bought so many good players. Maybe it could be too much and they might not win it, but I don't know. I've gone for them to win the league. I'm pretty confident they will, because they already had a good team with Salah, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, McAllister, all these good players. Now they've got that Ekitike, who's already scored in the Community Shield. He's going to be a good player. He looks good. Wirtz is going to be brilliant. They might still get Isak, or they might not, but either way, they should be all right still. Gakpo's good as well. Their squad is so good. I just can't see who's better than them. I can't see who's going to stop them. So I think Liverpool will win it again. That is the Premier League predictions done. I hope this video is not too long so far, but I'm going to do a couple of little predictions about who's going to win trophies and little awards, like end of season awards. I'm going to do some predictions for that as well. So let's get into that. Right. So first of all, I'm going to go for Premier League awards and stuff. So who I think the Golden Boot is going to be, I reckon Haaland will get the Golden Boot again this year. I feel like he didn't get it last year. He'll want to, he'll have the hunger to score more goals, I think, this season. And I think even though they won't win the league, I think most of the goals will come from Haaland. I think he'll get nearly 30 goals. And yeah, he'll be Golden Boot winner for me. Most assists I've gone for Saka, because I reckon he's going to get so many assists with Gyökeres scoring. We know how good he is. I don't like Arsenal, but I know when I see a very good player, and Saka is a very good player. Yeah, he loves his assists. He'll score as well, but I think he'll get the most assists in the league. For the player of the season, I'm going to go Salah again. He'll probably score less goals and assists than last season because he's pushing 33 now. He is going to slowly decline, but I still think Liverpool are going to win the league, and I think Salah's going to be the main reason they win it. Other players will chip in as well, but I think Salah's going to get 15 assists, 25 goals, and I just think he's going to not get Golden Boot or most assists, but I think he's going to be second in both of those categories, and I think overall he'll just get player of the season. I couldn't really think of a young player of the season, but I've gone for that Esteval, that South American 18-year-old winger that Chelsea signed. I put Chelsea in fourth, so they're obviously going to be good. I think Esteval's going to get a lot more minutes than people think. I think he's going to be a really exciting player. And that's the only reason I can think of. So, yeah, I've gone for him to get the young player of the season. The player to get Golden Glove, most clean sheets, it's got to be Alisson for Liverpool. He's going to probably start all their games, and I think they're going to win the league, which means I probably think they're going to get the most clean sheets. So, hence why I've gone Alisson to keep the most clean sheets. Maybe he'll get about 15, 16. Now I'm going to do a few quick predictions on the other cups and stuff, right? So I've done Liverpool to win the Premier League. Champions League, who am I going to go with? It's going to be tough. I'm going to go for a bold one. I don't know why. I think it could be Harry Kane's year. He won a trophy for the first time last season, the Bundesliga. Why not? I reckon Bayern Munich might win the Champions League. I don't know why. It's a bold shout. There's probably better teams that could win it than them. But I'm going to go for Bayern Munich because they've got Harry Kane, Elise. They've got so many good players. Yeah, it's a bold shout. I'm going to go Bayern Munich to win the Champions League. Why not? Carabao Cup. Who's going to win that? Let's go. I don't know. I haven't really thought this through. Let's go Chelsea. I reckon they'll start winning trophies again. So I'm going to go Chelsea to win the Carabao Cup. Who's going to win the FA Cup? I reckon Man City. I reckon Man City will get better this season. They'll come second place, but I reckon they'll win a major. I reckon they'll win the FA Cup. They've won it so many times and they'll probably win it again because they just win things, don't they? Europa League, I reckon, let's go Aston Villa. Why not? Let's stick with the English teams. I think Villa are an awesome team. They're obviously in the Europa League. If Tottenham won it last season, then why can't Villa win it? So I'm going for Villa to win the Europa League. And for the Conference League, I'm just going to have to give it to Palace because I don't actually know who's in that competition. But Palace are a solid team. They're in the Conference League now. Why not? Of course Palace could win it. Why not? Right, I reckon this is going to be a very long video. But look, the prediction videos are always going to be long videos compared to the vlogs that I do. I think I've predicted everything. I don't think I've missed out on anything, no. So, there we go. Thanks for watching my predictions video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, put comments, let me know what you think about, your predictions, put your predictions in the comments for sure. And yeah, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and bring on the Premier League. See you in the next one.